All right, welcome, Kevin. So we got a bunch of different sports we can talk about today. I mean, you started off playing sports at a super young age over in New Jersey. So, I mean, what sports did you start out with?
So before I came to New Hampshire, all that I remember was playing soccer. I definitely played some t-ball and stuff, but I remember I have pictures at my house of me playing soccer in New Jersey, so that's really what I remember the most.
Yeah, so soccer. And then what age did you move to New Hampshire?
I think I was 5.
Wow.
5 or 6.
All right,
It was in 2007, so it was like 5 or 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, why'd you end up coming to New Hampshire?
Mark, one of my dads, he had a job up here actually, so that's what made us move. Is really he just had a job, and we just came with him. So
Yeah. So, what was your first experiences like? Kind of growing up here a little bit because you were still super young when you got here.
not really anything bad. I mean, it was welcoming. Everybody was nice. It's not really that much else to say about that. It's just,
All right.
everything is perfect.
So, with HISA, did you start playing HISA when you were young?
I did. I think I did. I think I played soccer, HISA soccer. I don't know. Does HISA have basketball too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. So yeah, soccer, basketball, baseball. I think those were the only 3 HISA. I don't remember much about it,
Yeah.
but I definitely know I played HISA for sure. Because I feel like Hopkinton. Danny already said it. If you haven't watched that, definitely go watch it. But Danny already said it. Hopkinton to kind of start you at HISA, and then like you kind of just progress from there. So I would say I think I put that for sure.
Yeah. What was your first noteworthy sports experiences that you remember super vividly?
A lot of AAU. I would say I had a lot of AAU moments just because growing up, ever since I started AAU, I'd say end of 6th grade until my senior year. I've had a lot of memories going from New Hampshire rivals to Merrimack Valley rivals to Mass rivals. Met a lot of people, played a lot of talent, traveled a lot. I'd say I've had a lot of memories with that. So I'd say AAU for sure.
Yeah. What is it about the AAU style that helped you to develop your game?
Just the competition, I would say. Seeing players that are taller than me or a little smaller but quicker, faster, can handle the rock. But I'll say with that though, like playing New Hampshire rivals, I'd say like there wasn't really as much talent. It's like really the talent really got there when I went to like Mass rivals, just because I was more like the Adidas Uprising was like a circuit, so I went to Atlanta, New Jersey, Atlantic City. We did I saw Zion Williamson, Cam Reddish. Yeah, I saw a lot of like players. I didn't get to play against somebody.
Yeah.
I got to see some games. So, yeah.
What are some of the favorite places that you ended up traveling for basketball?
Played a lot of games in Mass, Reading, Mass, Brandeis. What's that? It's like Star U. Has like 8 courts, like blue thing. Not New Hampton, Hampton, the Rim, NSA. It's in Nashua. Probably. That's like those are the most like places I remember the most is like those places. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, just as you started to progress, develop and get older, let's talk a little bit about your high school career and really dive in there. So, just what was the experience like entering high school sports after you just completed middle school?
I mean, I would say it wasn't as bad as I thought. Definitely my freshman year was probably like my toughest year with every sport. I only played one sport, I think, my freshman year. That was just basketball. But with basketball, that was the toughest sport because we had Kearsarge, Stevens. We played Bow in the Christmas tournament. Conant was good. Like, I think that, like, if you go back, there was a lot of teams. Even, like, Raymond was pretty good. Franklin, or not Franklin, is Franklin? I think it's Franklin.
No, I think Franklin's a different division.
It's like a blue team, I forget what's.
Guilford, you mean?
Nah, I swear it was Franklin. We played Franklin.
Guys might have ended up doing that because I know that they shift stuff around sometimes.
Yeah, I think they were in D3 when I was a freshman.
Okay,
but
that's possible for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's basketball for sure. we got to see Taylor Mattos my freshman year. He was like a 6'11". He played at UNH, and then he played at what was the other school? Bowling Green. I think he played a little bit of professional basketball. I think he's back. Just talked to the Kearsarge coach at the men's Hopkinton game a couple days ago. But there was a lot of talent. Going into high school, I would say it was definitely like way different. It was hard.
Yeah. What was like your favorite aspect about learning about high school sports? What that's all about, whether it be from coaches, from older players, or just from your own experiences.
Say that question again. I gotta think about it a little
Okay.
bit.
So that's fine. So I'm just thinking about like you're there as a freshman. You obviously had huge potential back then. Ended up going on achieving a lot, 1,000-point score and everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, just starting out, you had to have some examples and some influences that help
100%.
you learn stuff. So with coaches, whether it be older athletes or just your own experiences, what's like some of the stuff that's worth highlighting there?
I would say having a mature older group like Henry Anacopoulos, Cam Sear, Jacob Rockwood for a little bit he was there, Tucker Winhurst, a lot of players like that. I think Liam Flanagan, I can't forget about Liam. But having hit like players like that, that helped a lot. Just from the mature aspect of things, they've been there. They got taught by one of the best coaches I think in Hopkinton history, Coach Chase. So they definitely knew the game a lot, and seeing their talent, the talent that they had, and the IQ they had helped a lot. But don't forget about like the juniors, like Kevin McGrath, Dustin, all of them, Caleb Anacopoulos. Like they all played for Coach Chase, and they've learned a lot through him. He's a very successful coach, so I think that helped a lot.
Oh, for sure. I mean, a lot of athletes have learned from him and learn from each other. So
Yeah.
it's a good thing that you note that. Baseball-wise, you speak of Coach Chase. So can you talk a little bit about your baseball career leading up to high school, and then what happened in high school?
So middle school I played Hopkinton in middle school. Played Little League in Concord. I think Concord is where I started to fall in love with baseball. I didn't see myself playing basketball in the future. Baseball I wanted to take to the MLB. I went to the Under Armour like what is it called? I forgot what it's called, but it's like some Under Armour thing, like some tryout for the Under Armour team. I did that. And then once I went to Hopkinton Middle School, we had a successful career with that. Met a lot of players. Didn't really like it as much as I did in middle school, just because like it was a little harder. But then AU came around. That's when I started to get into AU. So that's when I was like, all right, I'm taller than everybody. I think I like basketball a little more. It seems more fun, not so much standing around. Then going to high school, I didn't play my freshman year because that's when I first played Mass Rivals, and we did a lot of traveling, so I didn't have time to play baseball. And then I came back my 10th grade, 11th grade, and senior year COVID, so I didn't get to play that. But the 2 years I came back, they were great experiences playing for Coach Chase. Started to make the love for the game come back again. Really had some thoughts about what I wanted to do in college, just because Coach Chase made baseball just so much fun, and just like you got experience, you know what I'm talking about. But,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
so that whole, process, I know they won the state championship when you were in 9th grade. That's the one year you opted not to play.
Happens.
Yeah, I know it happens. But the rest of your high school career, what are some of your favorite games, highlights, stuff like that?
I would say my freshman year, we played against Kearsarge. I had a game winner in the over Taylor Mattos, which is kind of insane. Never forget about that. And then scoring 1,000 points, that was a good memory too. I wish I had it in my home gym, but didn't happen. Had to be in Hillsborough. But I would count Hillsborough as like my home, just because like we're just so close to Hillsborough with football and all that and friends. So I would say honestly, I didn't mind it, Hillsborough. That's kind of like a home to me. And then when it comes to soccer, I had a lot of memories of that. So hitting the field for the first time, that was definitely something I was not used to. And it was something to get used to. So that was a very fond memory of my first time ever touching the field and actually playing a soccer game. And,
yeah. So baseball-wise also, what is your favorite baseball memory?
Favorite baseball memory? I I would say we went to Cooperstown. I think
yeah.
it was. It was my first at bat. I think it was my sophomore. No, I think it was my junior. I don't remember. We went to Cooperstown, and my first at bat, I hit a home run on the left field. It was crazy. You can ask other people about it, but that was probably like my fondest moment in baseball for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly where you do a double day field and everything.
Yeah. Oh no, I wasn't there. We played some team, but I wish I hit it there. That would have been crazy.
Okay, but still.
But it was
really
I don't know
cool.
what the team was called, but yeah, it was my first at bat.
Wow, that's awesome.
Appreciate it.
So, just kind of summing up your high school career a little bit. I mean, what do you think like the stuff you learned from that was?
Some stuff I learned from the high school career. I just learned like everybody's like just I don't know. I feel like everybody's like a family. Learning in high school, everybody's close. Hopkinton, I feel like everybody just knows each other. So I mean, I learned a lot from it, but I just say like it's just everything's just tight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How do you think Coach Signor's coaching style enabled you to be the best player you could be?
He definitely showed me a different way of basketball. It's not he taught me that basketball isn't just about pickup, isn't just about offense. He taught me that it's more about defense and actually like putting work into the game more than just going out there having fun. Well, you can have fun, but like just going out there, just worrying about just offense. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't win games with just offense. It starts on defense. So that's what I learned from him was that.
Mm-hmm. So you had Zipke as well for soccer. I mean, any good memories with that whole situation there with those teams? I mean, you had a lot of friends on those teams, I know.
Yeah, coming to play for Zipke was definitely tough, just because like he's such an experienced coach, and like his past years of soccer, like he's won many championships. I think they won like
5 or 6. I think
Yeah,
he's got.
man,
I think he won like his first 3
Yeah.
seasons. He won state championships.
So like thinking about that, I was like, I don't know if I want to play because what if I mess that up? You know what I'm saying? So that was tough. But like playing for a coach like that, he definitely knows the soccer. I didn't even know even a lot about soccer. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like it's just like Coach K. The best memory I had with him was like I think it was homecoming. I don't know what the hell offsides was. Like I didn't understand that at all. And I remember he was yelling at me on the sideline. It was like offsides. He took me out of the game. Then he yelled at me more on the bench because I know what offsides was. And it took me a little bit because I had to stay in advisory. I had to go in. And he had to like show me what offsides was like how it goes. I had to learn the rules about soccer. I didn't really know much. I kind of just went out there, did my thing, I guess. But playing for Zipke, I learned a lot. But that's just like the fondest memory I've had, like with just soccer in general. Was Coach K's thing.
For a lot of different athletes, college is a big decision. They have to figure out like what's going to work for them, like financially, and what's just going to be the best fit for them.
Yep.
So you had to kind of figure out where you were going to end up at college, and then you had another factor that a lot of people don't have to incorporate, which only 7% of high school athletes go on to play college sports. So you had to think about that as well because you're such a good athlete. You wanted to keep playing. So where were you thinking? What was that whole process like?
So I had some looks in some schools. COVID definitely played a factor in my decision, but I was thinking money wise. I didn't know like how this like COVID was gonna go, so I was like, all right, well, I can stay close to home, save some money. So I chose NHTI just because like the money aspect of things, and like it's only 2 years. I can get an associate. So say like I don't like just don't like school, right? Because high school I didn't really like school that much, so I don't really know. So I went to NHTI just to see if I like would really like. All right, I can go to university. I kind of get the groove, get things. So chose that. Probably one of the best decisions I made just because I got to save so much of money. I learned so much. I got to actually like get to understand college, and like it made me like school a little bit. But I want to say I still love school. But but yeah.
So you had Coach Hogan for your first year, right? And you had Herb for your second year?
I did.
Can you talk a little bit about those two coaches, their styles and everything?
So Hogan, that was also a big reason why I went to NHTI, because Hogan was a really well-known coach. He can get you places overseas, D1, D2, D3s. If you ask like anybody around New England, they definitely know of Paul Hogan. With his Shooter's Gold too, that's expanding a little more now. If you guys don't already know, it's like a little, I would want to say AAU, but it's kind of like a Cap City almost.
Yeah.
So it's like his own type of way of Cap City. So playing for Hogan, I learned a lot because he's won a lot of championships too with basketball, and when I went, they just won the championship, the national championship. So that was crazy to get to see the banner, get to see some film, get to see the players, get to meet the players, see the rings, trophy, so all that. With Irv, he was the assistant coach at the time when I first went there. He was more the recruiter, so I didn't really talk to him much. Hogan was the one to really recruit me. Irv, he recruits more like the outside the state kids. But playing for Irv, it was different. I'd say it was definitely a little different. His first time, I think, coaching at a high level. So we were all like trying to help him. He was trying to help us. So, and mostly coming to coach after such a historic coach, Hogan. It's definitely hard for him to. He's probably like a little nervous. I don't really know. It's like really sad, but like coming from like, it's hard to coach after you just had a historic coach there, and they just named the floor after him and everything. So it's a lot of pressure to it, but he did a good job. I mean, we didn't get to the championship in the conference. Definitely should have, but we still made it to nationals. Unfortunately, lost the first round against a really good Miami Hamilton team. Then later on, played Penn State York, and we beat them on a buzzer beater. So, yeah.
So, you know, like you said, you went for those 2 years, and then you had to make a decision after that. What was that process like? Because it's got to be kind of similar to what you did 2 years prior.
Yeah, so now that everything was gone with COVID, well, not everything's gone, but it was just, where would I go? You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know if I wanted to stay in New Hampshire, if I wanted to leave. It's really about, I talked to Hogan just because he's like my person to go to about things. I asked him, he knows a lot of the coaches, so he kind of like put me on to Plymouth just because he also coached there like way back before he went to NHTI. He already had like a background story with it, so he was kind of like, fit your play style. It's not like basketball isn't like, oh, I got to go play. You got to like actually fit the system and all that. So I think he said Plymouth was the best for me with the play style. I knew a lot of the kids on the team, Ryland, Christian Barr, Kyler Bose, Eli Swanson, just a lot of like New Hampshire guys, like the best from New Hampshire on one team. So that sounded like pretty dope. So I was like, all right, I think this is what I'm going to rock with. So, yeah.
What's it been like? I mean, you've been there for, semester now, so you've got the experience, academically, what it's like living up there, and then, playing basketball up there.
It's fun. It's a little cold, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's definitely a little cold, windy. It's a little definitely different being out of the house, being on my own, doing like that, doing things like that. So I think it's helped that my teammates are there for me at all times. Like whenever I need something, they're always there. I'm always at my friend Georgie and Kyler's house, the seniors. It's the classes, I would say, are kind of like, teachers don't want to see you fail. You know what I'm saying? Like they're there to support you at all times. So if you ever need help, definitely ask questions. A lot of them definitely know if you're an athlete, like they got to be on top of it. Like got to give them the schedule earlier. You athletes probably already know about that. It's a little different from NHTI because we have team lifts and stuff now. So like NHTI didn't have team lifts, so having that is a little different too. But really going up there is like the maturity, I would say. Like being able, I've been more mature about what my decisions are. Having an apartment too is like trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like you've really been an adult up there, and time management is crazy too up there too. You know what I'm saying? So getting your homework done, going grocery shopping before, after practice, doing all that. So I would say, yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, so what degree are you going for?
So I'm going for this thing called in disciplinary studies. It's a build your own major. So it's mostly combining different classes to kind of combine one. So my major is going to be called athletic administration and design. So my outcome is to become an athletic director / like PE teacher and coach. With that, I've been taking a lot of marketing classes, a lot of team development classes, coaching classes, took a little bit of sales classes, a lot of business classes. But yeah, it's a lot to be able to stay in the athletic side of things, a little bit of the administration side of things. So having that and combining them both into one. And the design's kind of there just to have like I've done some Photoshop, kind of like making mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like what you're doing with YouTube, but in a different type of aspect. And photography, I've done a little bit of that. So kind of like doing some sports photography and all that. So yeah.
Gotcha. What are, some of your biggest lessons and takeaways from this whole journey that you've had and advice for other people?
Honestly, what I go by is like really staying present, not worry about the future. You can't get to the future if you aren't worried about the present. You know what I'm saying? So if you think like way further out, you're not gonna like really be there because you're not even doing the things that you have to do to even get there. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't do the things that to get there now, you're not gonna ever be about like don't even worry about it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
definitely say stay present, don't worry about the future for sure.
You talked a little bit briefly now about your major and everything. Where do you see yourself a couple of years down the line?
I have a couple things thinking about. It's kind of hard to say. Depends really up to how my body is, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been fighting injuries every year. So it's really how my body is. I mean, there's a lot of things. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Still thinking about it, but it really depends on my body. If my body can keep going, it's going to keep going. If not, we'll see.
Yeah,
So,
hopefully you keep playing basketball and
Appreciate it,
everything. So
Thank you.
just career-wise, you think you'll be an athletic director?
I'm somewhere in the sports. I want to stay in the athletic side of things. I definitely want to become a coach. That's 100%. But like, it comes to like maybe being an AD or going overseas, something like that. But we'll see how things go. There's a lot of stuff behind it when it comes to being an AD and all that. So we'll see. I definitely want to. It's really up to my body. I'm just listening to my body, whatever my body says I'm gonna do.
All right, thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.